copier kicked my rear again. In this handout, what you're looking for, this is a chapter 13 handout, page 392, and I've got 2 pages in here backwards. That's why I'm kind of getting embarrassed. 392 comes before 391. And this is listed in your original packet, that to draw the worm thread, go to this chapter and follow this example. This is on page 391. Detailed representation of an Acme thread. This is a power thread, right? An Acme thread is a power thread, multiple direction. So we're going to follow this example as we move through here. So look on page 391.
392. Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Okay, do you see how the page is backwards? Okay, so here's the text. I'm going to follow the example on page 392, which is figure 1315. That goes with that text. Okay, so let me just kind of show you what we're going to do. Now, this is the example for detailed representation of Acme threads. It's set up for manual drafting. We are going to do most of this. So in essence, we're going to draw it just like we did a threaded fastener. We're going to lay out the center line. We're going to offset for our pitch diameter. Okay, so pitch, pitch. Those are 2 center lines there. We're going to take that pitch line, we're going to offset it for our dedendum and addendum. Notice they say offset for pitch divided by 4. That's a ratio for manual drafting. We know those values exactly, right? They're 0964 and 0833 for addendum, dedendum. Those teeth have to match with the spur. So that gives us those. Okay? Then what we're going to lay off is pitch. Now they lay off pitch divided by 2, but we'll get there. We're going to lay off pitch, which is the same for both gears. Okay, it's 0.23 something. It's that bottom value. Okay, the pitch. Okay, then we'll lay off half pitch. Then we're going to come in and draw the sides of the teeth. Okay, that will come right through. Notice when they draw the sides of the teeth, you draw it at the pressure angle, and it goes right through the pitch diameter. Okay, where P divided by 2 is. So that will give us our slope. We're going to mirror that to the other side. So we'll have our tooth profile. Then we'll draw in our slope. It's a double thread, so we'll have to pay attention to lead. That's the process we're going to go through. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go to the computer. Draw yourself a horizontal line. So I've got my gear sitting here, and I'm just going to get up above it a little bit. We'll move everything in later, and I'm just going to draw a horizontal line. That's going to be the center line of my worm gear. So if you want to see something for an example, these are both identical. This one's got some wear on it. This one's brand new, never been used. But this has an Acme thread, this has an Acme thread. We just laid out the center line of this gear. That's what we laid out. Okay. So the center of this, looking at it in this orientation. So now we'll offset for the pitch diameter. So if you look in your stuff where the pitch diameter is, we had the worm pitch diameter at 1. So I'm on, remember where you gathered all this data? Okay, so pitch diameter is 1. Since that's the center line, what am I going to offset? 0.5. So I can do an offset of 0.5 and go both ways. Now, just so we can distinguish, I'm changing those 2 lines to center lines because they are pitches. Now I'm going to offset for the addendum and dedendum. The example tells you to go P divided by 4, but don't do that because you know what they are from the spur. So I'm going to offset 0.0833 for my addendum and 0.0964 for my D-dendum. And you don't have to do this on both sides, you can do it on just one side. Because we're going to build the teeth on one side, do the other. So I'm just doing one side.
So it's an offset of the entire, like, 0.0833 is in.
Yep. So offset 0.5 for the pitch. That gives you that line. Offset down 0.0964 for the D-dendum, up 0.833 for the addendum. Everybody good? Nice, we're cooking with gas now, folks. All right, let's lay off some pitch lines. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna come to one side, draw a horizontal line all the way through. And what is our pitch? It's on the very first sheet. It's your axial pitch. 0.2618. Okay, I'm on my little sheet that's got all my numbers on it. Axial pitch at the bottom. You see where it says 0.2618? Or it's half of our worm lead. Okay, so let's set off pitch. So I'm going to offset 0.2618. And I'll offset about 3 to 4 of these. Now remember what pitch is. Pitch is the distance from a point on one tooth to the same point on the next tooth. So if I come in here and I draw some teeth, and let's say I draw out something like this. There's got to be a space for my mating tooth, and the other tooth has to come in at that same point where the distance is 0.2618. Okay, you kind of see that? Now, I've got to have 2 teeth in here because I've got this tooth plus the mating tooth. Okay? So I've got those 2 in there. Now, how do I come up with this distance? If you look in the diagram on exercise 315, I think it's step 3. Step C. Okay, you see on step C where they're drawing the slope of the line at pitch, so it comes right through and it comes through the pitch line for that slope. Now the other side of the tooth has to go through a half of pitch. Okay? So we've got pitch out here. What we're going to do is we need to get a line halfway in between these two like this. Okay? Half of pitch. Then what we're going to draw is a 14.5 degree line that goes through pitch there, 14.5 degree line that goes through pitch here, and that will be our tooth profile. Okay? So that's how we do that. So that's step C and E on the example. So here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a line, and I'll just use my mid-between 2 points snap. And I'm just going to get in between 2 of these and draw a little line down. I'll change the color on this so you can see it. Let me go with, I think you can see, I think yellow comes off a little better. Okay, so do you see how I've got that? Where I've got pitch, 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 pitch. I went and drew 1/2 of pitch.
And the pitch is the axial pitch.
Yes, it is. Now we're ready to draw the tooth lines. Our pressure angle's 14.5. Now make sure when you draw these, it's easiest, I just start right where I have a pitch line crossing my pitch diameter line. So I'm going to draw a line right here, and I'm going to lock it in. Now it's going to be, a straight up line would be 90, right? And I'm going to go back 14.5 degrees. So that angle is 90 minus 14.5, which is 75.5. Is that correct? My math correct on that? 90 minus 15 would be 75. Yeah. Okay.
So we're not drawing it at 15?
What's that?
We're not drawing it at 15?
No, we're on CAD. We can get it exact. You know, it says in the thing approximated at 15, but it doesn't take us any long to get it right. So I'm going to lock this in at 75.5 degrees. Draw that up. Then kind of extend it and trim it to where you're covered from the dedendum to the addendum. So the line I did was this guy. And you want to go all the way from the addendum to the dedendum, and it should pass through the pitch and the pitch diameter point. Okay. Now we need the other side. So you can figure out the angle and do it. I'm just going to mirror this one. And then move it. Okay, so you should be sitting like this. Missy, you know what we're doing?
I'm trying to do what we're doing.
Okay, did you get this line in?
Yeah.
Just mirror right in place and then move it.
We're going through the middle. That's what's that?
This is the demo.
So I just put the angle in as minus
But
14.5.
that, so I did this one, the 75.5.
Oh, that's,
Seems like
if you click on this as your start point, 14.5 is this way.
So you have this line.
You got a real shallow slope on yours, or? You gotta just take the vertical one and rotate it. Looks like you're about right.
I think I just rotated it.
Right here.
Because what we want is we want.
That's what I would have done.
There's 10 ways to draw it,
Yeah.
however you want.
So do you see how his line goes through the middle of, so you see how his line goes through the middle of this pitch line here? That's what we're looking for. So this is gonna be this side here too. So the middle of that has to go through the middle of this one. So
Never even busted.
once you get a line drawn out like this,
It's probably because they're only worth $1. If they were worth $100, I would have dropped it.
Classic. So now you can.
Aren't we trying to get it over here so we get two teeth in here? This,
Right.
I was gonna say, I know
But,
that.
Yeah.
so see how his line doesn't go, his line doesn't intersect?
You know, I'm disappointed in Netflix because they put all these old shows on here.
They have Green Acres on it?
that's
No, they
this
don't
one.
have Green Acres and they don't have the
Right.
horror one with
Yeah.
Schultz.
Oh,
That was like my
God, I
favorite
love
of all
that.
time.
They've
Hogan's
done
Heroes.
Hogan's
Oh,
Heroes.
yeah.
Oh my God, I
That
watched
was
every season.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
And F Troop. F Troop was classic
Just
too.
the best. Beverly Hillbillies.
You missed out on some great TV.
Oh, yeah.
Dave.
Classic. Great one-liners, yeah. I don't know, I think Caddyshack is still the best for all, one of those, the best all-time movie.
Yeah. That's got Rodney Dangerfield in it.
Oh, oh my God. Oh, I'm talking to you.
What we're trying to get, so these two lines here,
Okay,
addendum and
you got it?
detail, that is your.
So it just extends
So
it
that's
down
how
and
we
trim
know
it
how to
back.
get
To
this.
share with you, I just drove about vertical line over it and rotated it 14 and mine was probably 60.
And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to.
Less,
get the
less
middle-
chance to get wrong on the map.
Right.
That's the kind of math I tend to do in my
What's the
head
middle of this
and get
bar?
wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
To a
I
mirror and
was
then
just,
just
I
choose
started
like
going
that top
over
line.
here.
Everybody else
I
is
was
tired.
doing this part, where you
Yeah,
did this
definitely.
part.
Ready for a nap.
It's not even
well, we
lunchtime
can,
yet.
if you wanted to do the other half, you could just
Hey,
mirror.
we're
Those are your two
close.
sections.
I'm just saying, I like Penny's teaching
Right there.
all the time.
No.
The Friday isn't dragging as
Yeah.
slowly as normal. I think these threads that we're drawing now look way cooler than the other ones, than the screw threads.
I'm sorry?
So I think these threads right here that we're drawing look way cooler than the screw threads, because they like go under.
Yeah, the double thread makes them really look kind of pretty trick.
Okay, so it looks like you're getting a lot. We can fix it. So that's the theory behind it. No, what I just drew a vertical line and then rotated that 14 off of 90. Does that make sense now?
Mhm. Basically my angle.
You're angling out, and then we're not going.
These were right. I had it right here.
Yeah.
On that side.
So we're working on this line right here, your pitch line, and then we wanted this
Flip
line.
that upside down.
center of one of those lines.
If you want, you can copy that across the top.
Pitch lines.
Can we delete the pitch line, Doug? Can we do that?
Yeah, once you go ahead and get them across, you can delete pitch lines. You guys, all right, you there?
How long is it supposed to be?
It's in the catalog, it's not very long. Okay, so after that, you're just gonna take those two lines, okay? And you wanna find a common spot on them and copy them around. So I'll just use pitch point. I know I got one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Then I'll do a little trimming.
So you can delete that one that protrudes out. Delete that and trim the other one. And then you can
Okay, so eventually you should get something that looks like this. And I'll give myself a couple more here. Once you get those, mirror them to the other side. Okay, so you're gonna end up looking like this. Now you may end with a full tooth or something, you may have something a little different right over here. Just depends on which pitch line these came from.
Go to the midpoint of that, of your pitch line, right, keep going to the right, That runs through the middle.
Okay, we good? I think we're all pretty good here. Now, how do we do the slope of the tooth? Remember, it's a double thread. When we did a single thread, remember when we were doing fasteners detailed representation? And we did a single thread, and we took this bottom one and moved it half a pitch for a single thread? And then we went from crest to crest, and that gave us those slope lines. Well, on a double thread, what do? You make sure you have a root opposite a root and a crest opposite a crest. Your slope line will go from the top down to the right or from the bottom up to the left. And you're going to match a crest to a crest. Okay, so in essence, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just start on this crest right up here. Now, if I go straight down, that doesn't have any slope. So I go over one tooth to this crest. Okay, so I'm going to throw in these two crest lines. Okay. So go from crest to crest, crest to crest. Are you good?
Bless you.
All right, now just one sec here. If you, once you draw those two lines, come down and check. See how my line is inside the gear? Make sure you're not outside that cut area right there. You got to mess up somewhere. Okay. Now draw your root lines. So again, I'll do a line and I'm going to go from root to root, like such. Okay, has everybody got the roots drawn? Now just copy it around. I'm going to copy these guys from there, there. Somebody stop it. That was so cool. I'm just going to trim her up a little bit. I'm sorry, that's pretty cool.
It's by far the coolest thing you've done.
Now, you're gonna wanna play with a little bit of line weights. The crest line should be a little heavier than your root lines. Now, remember, this is a half section. You have to draw this whole detailed representation, but then you can trim all these back to the halfway point, right? Because you're only doing the top half detailed representation. So I'm gonna do a trim, and I'll just throw all these out. You ready for the moment of truth now?
Yeah, it's a big bit.
Not ready.
Okay, has everybody kind of got this set up? You can go ahead and do the trimming on that later. Has everybody got the profiles done? Okay. We're gonna move them together now. Okay, so remember, pitch diameter is where the teeth meet. So therefore, pitch diameter of the worm and pitch diameter of the spur have to match up. So what I'm going to then do, and I'm just going to show you here, is I'm going to do a move, and I'm just going to grab anywhere on the pitch diameter in the side of a tooth. Okay, and I'll just grab, let's see, since I'm coming into a tooth like that, I'm going to grab this side right